The thing that strikes me is we're here with thousands of people who care deeply. They care deeply about our state, our capital city and our democracy. And what a disgraceful position we find ourselves in here today. It's a disgrace that citizens have to rally like this to stand up against a state government and a premier who should be the responsible caretaker of our state and our democracy, but instead is prepared to wreak havoc on them. This is a consistent theme here. The consistent theme since day one for this AFL-demanded Mac Point Stadium is that it's been an utterly dodgy process. It is a declaration of failure by the Premier when we see him continually having to change the rules on the run every stage of this whole debacle. It is at every stage that this Premier and his government are caught out, misleading, obfuscating, time and time again, promising one thing and doing another, pretending, gaslighting Tasmanians that that's always what they were going to do. Rubbish. It's shameful, it's gaslighting. It's an utterly dodgy process. It's one that has had no evidence of any open, honest, responsible decision making. No evidence of good faith consultation with Tasmanians in an accountable democratic process that we should be seeing. All of the decisions made in relation to this stadium have been through unaccountable, undemocratic, deceitful processes. Shame. But this is our state, this is our capital city, and this should be our choice. And instead of that, what we see at every turn is evidence of desperate, self-serving political expediency from this government and this Premier. The Premier used the State of Project Significance process when it suited him to placate crossbenchers who defected from his party. And now, when that process comes out with a damningly critical draft report, the Premier's throwing that unfinished process into the bin. And in doing so, he is depriving the MPs who work here in this place, depriving them of the expert, independent advice that should form the basis of any vote on this that we ultimately have on this issue. This is a dodgy, self-serving corruption of our democracy. There has been a cataclysmic failure of government leadership right from the get-go over this controversial AFL deal. And it's only going to get worse as the government gets more and more desperate. And let's be very clear whose fault that is. The current community division, the frustration, the looming threat of financial disaster for our state for decades to come is of the Premier's own making. A true and fearless political leader would seek to unify our community, not resort to emotional blackmail and gaslighting to justify broken promises. A true and fearless political leader would seek to unify us. How dare the Premier of this state hold our team, our promised team, to ransom in this way? Shame. How dare he hold its fate over our heads of the community, of the Legislative Council, and emotionally blackmail people into legitimising his egregious error in signing up to his secret deal with the AFL. A true leader would not pick fights with the community representatives. A true leader would not gleefully be pitting sections of our community against each other. A true leader would not interfere with the independent project of state significance process, but would respect our parliamentary vote that sent the project there in the first place and now allow it to be completed. But there is an alternative here, everyone. There is an alternative if there is a political will. We saw that to be true when the Rosny community stood up and raised concerns over that proposed location. Well done. The Rosny community defended their parkland, and we saw, what did we see? A successful renegotiation. We saw that while it might not have been the AFL's first choice, The Kingston Sports Precinct is an excellent location for that high performance facility for the AFL. It is welcomed there by the community. It will benefit the community and we welcome it. And that goes to show what can be achieved through renegotiation when our community's interests are put first. It is our state, it is our capital city, and it is our choice. Renegotiation is our way forward. It's the only way for a united front. The AFL brand is already being damaged here in this state and in this country. It would be massively damaging to the AFL brand to turn us away from a renegotiation, to turn around then and rip our team away from us, a team that has 200,000 plus sign-up supporters, a team that's already growing, that's already developing its identity, facilities, staffing and supporter base. If the Premier fails us here and doesn't take us to renegotiation, shame on him, because renegotiation is the only way forward to preserve our team and prevent enormous social and financial harm to our state. The Premier's attempts to bully and intimidate and coerce and railroad MLCs in this parliament is nothing short of disgraceful. Upper House independence, in particular, will be the chance for community voice to be heard here. So I encourage all of you to be in contact with all MLCs to make your views clear and ask that they put our community interests first, because it's our state, it's our capital city, and it's our choice. What is it? It's our choice.
On the 24th of May, vote 1, Meg Webb Independent for Nelson.
My name is Meg Webb. I authorise this ad.